I really wanted to, it was important to me to come out for Sam because he's not just a beautiful person and an incredible poet, he's been a true supporter of my work, and so it's just, you know, an honor to be here with you, Sam, and thanks for existing. This poem is called Accelerated Degeneration. It's a pretty recent poem. Time for the fever, projected terror, terminal, liminal, fetishized, subjectively, of course, primal expectation of impending invasion. Secret wish for collapse even, and especially when the devolution targets your tribe. When what is unimaginable becomes commonplace, everyday occurrence, the soul goes numb. Attempt to return to the dream in daylight will likely be thwarted. The other world recedes with each conscious breath. The shock wears off, and acceptance of a new reality creeps in like a Klansman. That's how I've been feeling lately.
You and me both, brother.
Yeah, so I wanted to read a couple of poems, just 2 poems from the book, Message from the Vessel in a Dream, which will be launching in Vancouver on December 13th at Ghost Town Poetry Open Mic, and then for our Portland friends at a new business run by 2 poets called Like Nobody's Business in Portland on February 23rd. Yeah, some of you remember Steve Williams and who had the great series at In Other Words called Figures of Speech, and now they've opened a small business which is going to prominently feature in beautiful windows that they created books by local poets, maybe by some of the people that are here with us tonight as well. So on February 23rd, tell your Portland friends we'll launch it over there on that date. I don't know, where is it? Does anyone know where it is? I didn't bring that information.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's February 23rd, but yeah, I don't have the address.
It's on
I'm sorry.
Northwest 23rd.
Northwest 23rd, okay, great. So I want to say thank you to Flowstone Press in Oregon for publishing this book, and to Judith Arcana, whose Flowstone book called Announcements from the Planetarium gave me the courage to send my manuscript to Flowstone, and working with them has been a dream. I think they probably have spoiled me forever. It was so great to work with them. This poem is called Channel Z, circa 1989, and I had planned to read it, but this fits right in with some of what Sam was saying. Channel Z, circa 1989. Suddenly static in my own time, in your own time, beware, a tear can appear, a rip, a slash through the static in a moment, and suddenly, too suddenly, you are not wherever you are, but then again. And there may be no reason why, but there you are in the lavender shorts, the garment that stuck around, not wanting to miss a moment of this crisis, this chaos, this crisis of faith, this fundamental fissure in the unseen scripture you rarely regarded as worth your time. That time, static, that age, static in my attic, laughs in a darkened kitchen, and you did not then, and you do not now believe, do not believe, do not believe in anything but love. And it gets on my nerves when people say this, but I want to say it right now. That's a true story. So the book, maybe 2/3 of the book, is what I call collage poems. They're poems made from found material. So for a while I wasn't sure if anybody would be willing to publish such a thing. And in Judith's book there are several poems that she calls mixtapes. So what I'm calling collage poems, she's calling mixtapes. So like I said, it's really Judith. I'm sure I'm not the first person who's been inspired by Judith to be brave. She is very good at helping us with that, but she may be brave enough to just send this out to this guy I still haven't met to this day, Michael Spring. This is called I Blow You Into the Dazzling Void. The title comes from Allen Ginsberg, and some of the people whose words are floating around in here: Peter Matheson, Jim Carroll, Patti Smith, Jerry Garcia, and Gary F. Suda, who lives near here. I blow you into the dazzling void. I speak with the authority of failure. Greed, anger, and folly have been the earmarks of my life. You start with a lot of wrong ideas about everything. I had violent passions for various pursuits, usually taking the form of collecting. Art in the beginning for me was never an avenue for self-expression. It was a way for me to ally myself with heroes because I couldn't make contact with God. What's your phenomenology? I think I want to be concerned with things that are weird. Physical and metaphysical. That sounds fun. Caught between jelly beans and harbor dreams. Comparing the forces they embodied. Snatched me out of chaos. That's what this thing does. It's a time and space machine. A very nice blend of particulars. Words accumulate around the rhythm. There are only a handful of poets who truly know how to read their work, who can take the audience out there. It's a question of looking out of yourself, deep stenography, seeing the particular as universal. Instance in time actually observed, transcribing your consciousness, crazy jagged impressions of the reporter, pained audits of the damage incurred as a result of treating flesh and blood conflicts as clashes between allegorical opposites. All of the mystery arises out of paying attention to this moment. That's the only way it can happen. You have to listen. You have to listen. When we're really on it, we can open the valve. Can you be a good secretary of yourself? To me, it has a lot to do with getting out of your way. There was a conscious decision in my life to be part of something dynamic and flowing, something that had a life of its own. I was just a part of it. At some point, I decided not to be me, but they. To do something in real time and to touch people's hearts. In eternity, nothing of you will remain, so why not have fun? This idea can continue without us. When it's working, it's a living, breathing thing, immersive. You zoom into this tiny world and it becomes galactic or immense. It's not for us to define or enclose. Not defining it, it becomes everything. This life is extraordinary, very mysterious business.